So what we have is a Massey Ferguson 245. That does look like that's been burnt or melted. Radiator, well, kind of old looking. There is some. Let's just see if it'll bump. Ooh. Okay, it's all coming down to this. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got this Massey Ferguson 245, little 3-cylinder diesel tractor. Ain't ran in about 12 years. Can we get it going? Y'all come along, let's find out. So what we have is a Massey Ferguson 245. It has the 3-cylinder Perkins diesel engine. So these Massey Ferguson 245s was built from 1976 to 1983. And of course the 245s are your 200 series. 45 is 45 horsepower. They came from the factory with the Perkins 2.5 3-cylinder diesel and or the Continental 2.4 4-cylinder gasoline engine. Of course this is the diesel. So this tractor has been sitting, like I said, for going on I want to say the owners say 12 13 years outside underneath a tree. I am going to put some pictures in of how and where it was sitting right here. My neighbors, great folks, they help me all the time. I'm so thankful and appreciative of them. They came to me a couple of months ago and says, hey, we've got this old tractor that was their dad's that we're going to be getting. It hasn't ran in about 12 to 15 years, as far back as they can think. And we're wanting to know if you can get it going for us. And then just keep tinkering on it, working on it, and get it just back in perfect operation. It doesn't matter as long, however long I need to keep it. And I could, of course, do videos on it. And you know, as much as they help me out, sure, I'm going to help them out. I'm going to bless them too. And it's something to tinker with. It's a tractor. I love tractors, y'all know that. So we went and loaded it on the trailer, brought it home. Now it's been sitting here for about a month and a half now. I ain't had time to mess with it. Now that hay season's over with, if you ain't watched them videos, go back and watch the last couple of videos. And now hay season's over with, I've got a little extra time, so I wanted to throw this in the mix. So they did try to crank it and start it. It wouldn't do nothing. And so they did throw a battery in it. I don't know if that battery is any good. I'll have to put the tester on it and see. Of course, the seat is shot. It'll need a new seat. I do know, because I grabbed and moved it by hand just a little bit, it's not locked up. And one of the big reasons that saves these older tractors, not all the time, so don't quote me on this, but it's a big beneficial or a big benefactor of these tractors not getting locked up, is your downswept exhaust. A lot of people don't like the downswept exhaust. A lot of them will put a collector here with a 90 that comes up for your stack to come up right here. This one still has the original downswept, so rainwater couldn't get in it. That's a good thing. But they said they come over here and tried to crank it, and some wires started smoking on the starter. And looking at it, that does look like that's been burnt or melted off. And there's only one wire that's not going to nothing right here, and that looks like that might have got hot. So that probably went to there. So we'll have that to dork with. To even get it trying. Now I can just go across and jump the solenoid, but you know, you want it working right. It's gonna need some boots, so that transmission's probably got some water in it. That sucks. But you see the boots busted right there. Anytime these things sit outside and you got bad boots, that one's missing completely. It can allow rainwater to get in to your transmission, your hydraulic oils, and that's not good. It does have an alternator, and this one actually is equipped with power steering, so that's pretty cool. But we've got some wiring to work on. We need to test that battery. Oh, let's see about, does it have any fuel in it? I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see down in there. I see some reflection down in there. I don't know if y'all can or not. But old fuel, but most of the time if they ain't black out started in the fuel, then we're good. Got some covers that's coming off. Grill screen, I think that's just gonna need a new one. I don't think you're gonna be able to beat that one back out. We could custom fab one out of some diamond plate or hardware plate. You know, the diamond hardware. I can't remember right off the top of my head what it's called. Radiator. Oh, well, that's not good. That's supposed to have a riser sticking up about right here where the radiator kept. Where's the riser at? Has it broke off long ago? Is it sitting down here in the frame somewhere? I don't see it. Huh. Well, we'll get it cranked and running. Hopefully, we won't be able to run it long. That'll be a trip to the radiator shop. And let's see, kind of old looking. There is some. It's at the minimum. A little black, but it does have some oil in it. So, oh man, but there's your power steering cylinder right here. I don't remember seeing these with power steering, so that's kind of unique. All right, yeah, it does have live PTO. You got engine speed and ground speed. That's awesome. So, yeah, I have to look that number up and see what the actual year is. But overall, I think it's definitely worth dorking with. So, let me get set up and get a voltmeter. We'll test that battery. I may have to go put it on charge while I'm tinkering on some other stuff. But we need to see how much juice is in this battery, and we'll just go from there. But I think it's a good candidate to tinker with, and hopefully get it running for them and use it. And they told me once I get it running and everything to use it, put it through its paces, and verify it's going to be good for what needs to be done with it. They don't have but a few uses for it, if that. Most of their equipment is bigger equipment, and they don't have a lot of uses for small tractors, but they want it just in case. So I'm going to help them out with it and use it some myself just to see and make sure it's right for them. So let me go ahead and get that voltmeter out and we'll get started. Well, let's just see here, shall we? Get our voltmeter on. Alright. Negative. Positive. 12.10. Well, that's kind of weak, but it's above 12. We may try it. I might have to go get a different battery and or put this on charge later, but that'll be good enough to do some function test and figure out what's going on. And if it gets too weak, we'll go throw it on charge. So let's see if we hook this battery up. Is there any sparks going on? No. That's awfully loose though. Maybe it'll make a connection. Maybe. Now, let me get y'all in here and show you. This don't have a key per se. It's just got a switch. There might be a, yeah, that's a key, but it's a weird looking knob. You can see how that is. So, it's in neutral. I don't think it has a clutch safety. So, yeah, we're not getting nothing working the ignition switch. So, on around here to that wire. Let's see if let's start with just the basics. Get this camera adjusted. Oh, start with the basics and see if we've got power coming down to our starter solenoid off our main cable. That'll tell us a little bit. We're getting power down here. So we're just going to hunt up a ground somewhere. That looks like it's scratched off good enough. So, yeah. Well, maybe that ground ain't good enough. Looks like we're going to take some of this mess off. Huh. Not getting power. There we go. We're getting voltage to that. Now, are we getting voltage to this wire? This is a wire that looked burnt with a connector. Let me try to turn this key switch on. It is on. Yeah, we're getting some voltage through that wire. So that wire probably went. It's not arcing. So we're going to have to add some wiring to this, and while I have this off, we'll clean that wire up. Hopefully have some better connections. Oh, it's got some fuel in it. It's wanting to leak a little bit around that filter housing when I did that. Well, that's good. Maybe it'll prime up. All right. Now we know what we got to do from here. So I'm going to get some tools, take this big battery cable off, take this smaller wire off, and see if I can't get this attached, clean all of it up. Then we can hook it all back up and try the starter to see if it'll spin it over, and then we'll go from there. So I'll be back. Yeah, that looked like that got melted. So we need to clean up on that. And got a little wire brush. A lot better than what it was. I'm about to break open my stash and see if one of these ring tongues will fit. Oh yeah. So with this, yeah, that'll reach there. So I may just snip that end off and put this ring tongue on and try it. I don't know if I got any bigger yellow ones for heavier gauge, but that's okay. Well, let's see what we can do with that. Pretty thick cable in there. I don't know if that'll go on that blue or not though. No, I sure need some bigger one. Let's see what I got. Ain't got much to choose from. That ain't no good. Wonder if I can spread that out a little bit and make this work. Spread them tongues out a little bit. Maybe that'll fit. Yeah, that ought to work. I don't see why not. So we'll put the big starter cable back on, and then we'll put this onto here and crimp it down. These pliers from brand new, hard to open, hard to close. You can grease them, work them back and forth. It don't matter. I know that ain't exactly right, but it'll work for now. See if it'll shove on here. Oh yeah. We'll put our nut back on. Well, not wanting to go. Come from above like that. It's on there pretty snug. 7/16. Let's see if I can tighten this fuel filter up a little bit. Maybe it's a hair loose. Yeah, it seems like it's getting me a turn on it. I don't want it to pull air if it does run, because air and a diesel fuel system don't mix. All right, so them wires is on. Get y'all up here. That battery terminal is loose. Let's just see if it'll bump. Oh, something happened. Let me clean these connections right here. Let me clean them connections. Might be a candidate for a new positive cable. I wonder if I can flip that upside down and try it. Would it be tighter? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we'll definitely have to put us a new end on that. Let's bump it and see what happens. Hey! Did y'all hear that? Let's see. See if y'all can see the fan in there. Hey, yes sir. So the key works. That was a wire that got smoked, so we got that connection. So let's prime the fuel. I don't know, is there anything else we need to do but to try it? Hey, we know that we can't run it long because of the radiator. All this cowling will have to come off so we can snatch this radiator out. And I think my radiator guy can put a riser on that and verify flow and make sure it's flowing enough. But the radiator has to come off. Yeah. Voltmeter wants to shut off. That's fine. Shut on off. Well, let me pick up some tools and let's go from there. All right, let's verify a few things. We know we got oil. We don't know about water. We know we got some fuel in it. We did prime it up just a little. Throttle, we'll bump it to maybe a quarter, if that. I know you're not supposed to crank it from the ground, but we done bumped it over and it's not rolling, so I know it's not in gear. This is your fuel, yeah, fuel shut off. So let's push that in. Ooh, there we go. So it now can accept fuel into the fuel pump, injector pump. Let me just set y'all up right here. Let's see what happens. Where y'all can see the fan and all that. Okay, fingers crossed. Lord, let this thing crank. Wouldn't that be cool if it did? Remember, it's been sitting 12, 15 years outside in the weather, untouched. Okay, it's all coming down to this. Let's just see what happens. Here we go. I ain't believing that. Man, you just can't kill these old tractors, these old diesel engines. What's it doing? What's it doing? Is it charging? It's got oil pressure. but it's doing it. Let's see if the power steering works. Oh my gosh, look at that. One finger. One finger. RPM work. I don't know what to think about that. That's crazy. Crazy. Let me shut it off real quick so it don't get too hot. Wow. I say wow. Gosh. I'm sorry, I'm speechless right now. Smoked the wire, they said, and wouldn't start, wouldn't do nothing. Fixed all that. Primed the fuel system a little bit, not much. It had fuel in it. Whew, I don't know. I don't know what to say. That's just crazy. So, what do y'all think? Drop down in the comments. Isn't that awesome? You can't kill this old stuff. Man. And something does happen to it, guess what? You can work on it. There ain't no electronics and BS like that, computers. Oh, that's amazing. Alright, I put a splash of water in it. So, you know, it makes me feel a little better. I'm gonna do a loop real quick, and then I got to park it. I should have done it a while ago while it was running. Park it under my barn where I can start working on it and go from there. So let's go for a quick ride and get it under the barn. Battery maybe? Well, I will be back with y'all momentarily. Is it in neutral? There we go. Okay. Me being a dummy. Here we go. So I don't know about y'all, and I don't care who you are. That's pretty daggum awesome right there. Wow, I'm so amazed. We got it under the barn. We got it here where we can start tearing the cowlings off of it to get that radiator out. And we're just going to start tinkering with it little by little. There'll be more videos out on this tractor. A lot more to come. But I don't know. I'm just dumbfounded. That is amazing. But listen, 245 Massey Ferguson. Will it run? Yes, it did. Woo woo. Anyway, I really do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hype it up. I don't know what that does, but hype it. Does something. I don't know. But anyway, I hope y'all like this content. Hope y'all come back. Leave me a comment. Let me know. But anyway, y'all take care, and we'll see y'all in the next video.